Rosanna lives in the village of Miaslikian in Armavir, Marz. She is one of the 500 Tierras de Armenia employees. She's been there since the beginning. For the past 7 years, she has been planting and cultivating grapes for wine and cognac. Eduardo Ernekian founded Tierras de Armenia in 2006, which is located in the adjoining villages of Baghraman and Arefshat in Armavir, Marz. Of a total area of more than 2,000 hectares, only 450 hectares are currently being cultivated, producing several sorts of grapes for wine and cognac. The vineyard is the largest in Armenia.
There are several reasons why we chose this place. The soil here is appropriate for cultivating good quality grapes, and so is the high altitude, approximately 1100 meters. We're now at 1100 meters altitude. There are several advantages here in Armenia. For example, the soil is of good quality. There are also other advantages. The pipes that you see here, they serve for drip irrigation. It means regardless of the weather, if it rains or if it doesn't rain, we can irrigate water in different places. We control the growth of the grapes the way it should grow.
The taste of wine and cognac depends on weather, the soil, and other factors, such as the age of the vines. Over a period of 8 years, the roots of a vine grow to a depth of 2 meters. During this time, the taste of both the grapes and the wine produced from them changes. In general, a vine can live over 100 years, says Vahe Koshgerian, project manager of Karas Wine Project.
The quality of the grape depends on how long it stays on the vine. It means the duration from the moment the grape has flowered to the moment when it's cut. It needs to be constantly growing for longer periods of time in order to have a good quality grape. Here is the Merlot sort. It normally ripens early. Its color has turned red already. At this point, Areni hasn't changed its color yet. We can also tell from the leaves if the grape is ripe or not. Each grape sort has its own kind of leaves. Even if you don't know what sort of grape it is, you can tell by examining the leaves.
The project was started in order to grow grapes for cognac, but it is evolving into a winery. Since 2009, only wine grapes have been cultivated, as the demand is higher. Each year, a further 500 hectares is planted with wine grapes. Newly planted vineyards yield a harvest after 4 years. The 450-hectare vineyard produces over 4 million bottles of wine annually.
It means that there is the demand, but we don't have the wine. We don't have wine because we didn't have the grapes, especially the red. There are 3 to 4 categories of wineries. The first category is boutique with 5 to 6 hectares of land. Then the second category is a winery with the capacity to produce 200,000 bottles of wine, which is considered a medium winery. According to international standards, a 400 to 500 hectare winery is large. Economy works in different ways. For example, the first year we produced 50,000 bottles of wine. That isn't much, taking into consideration different factors. This type of business should produce 2.5 to 3 million bottles to justify the costs.
A small part of the vineyard is reserved for cultivating table grape sorts. In order to protect their appearance, this part is covered with special fences. After the harvest, which takes place in September, the grapes are collected, cleaned and pressed, and then the process of fermentation begins.
We are now at the factory. We built this factory. This is the second harvest, meaning we have only utilized the equipment for 1 year and we're expanding the factory. This is the equipment with which we do the fermentation for red grapes. They are the small ones. Their capacity is 5 tons. The empty bottles come from here. This one washes it, then puts them there. These are the 2 types of cork.
The winery produces 3 kinds of wine: dry red, white, and vintage red. The wines are currently sold in Armenia, but are later intended for export.